What is going on, you guys? I hope y'all are having another good and awesome day. Happy Thanksgiving for those of you that celebrate that. And even if you don't, I hope you're having a good day. You know, it is what it is. But today, you guys, I figured, well, one, let me show y'all something real quick. One sec. So I actually did a little work in here. And it's actually starting to come together. Not done yet. Damn, almost tripped. Not done yet. Still gotta get all this like put away, little stuff for the most part. But yeah, we got a couple little stuff we gotta do and take care of, y'all. But today's purpose in the video for you guys today is for me to basically tell you what to look out for when buying a vehicle in 2022, more specifically when you're buying a, let's say, diesel truck in 2022. Okay, so stick around. I hope you guys enjoy it. All right, you guys, so figured I'll go ahead and tell y'all my experience. Okay, so as you guys know, if you did not, we got a truck on the way, one, and two, I'm now in San Diego, California. If you didn't know, go check out last video. I'll put a card up here that way you can check out last video if you did not watch the last video explaining that. But yeah, but you guys, long story short, I sold my truck at the end of September, if I'm correct. I think it was like September 29th, 28th September, something like that. And from that point, I kind of didn't look for trucks for a couple weeks. It probably wasn't until about middle-ish October when I kind of made my mind up that I wanted to get another truck sooner than later. Because I'll be honest with you guys, I didn't plan on getting another truck probably until like next November, like a year from now. That was my plan when I was gonna get my next truck, honestly. I wasn't gonna tell y'all that, but obviously it didn't work out like that. So I spent about a month searching for a truck. I did start off looking for a certain type of truck. I changed my mind, went for another type of truck. So long story short though, anyways, be careful out there, right? You guys, there's some sketchy people, some shady just businessmen out there. So I'll tell you guys my experience and my situation story in regards to trying to acquire a truck that was just not working. Okay, so I had 3 trucks I was looking at in Texas, all 3 of them, and one of the trucks I found, it was right in my wicket. It hit all the wickets I wanted, and it was for a good price. I'm talking like $38,000 when this truck usually goes for about mid 40s, 50s. So already had a flag there. Hit the person up, asked them some questions. They were very short, blunt with the answers. You know, I was basically trying to get as much information from them as possible, and very just straightforward, you know, not straightforward, but just very cut, dry answers, like not what you want to hear when you're asking questions about making a purchase from them. So then eventually I was like, all right, well, can I get the VIN number? I want to check the VIN. And they were like, oh, I'm out of town. I won't be back until end of next week, or this week, end of the weekend. So I was like, okay, well, you know, you don't have like insurance, like, you know, you got an insurance card, or you know, a Geico app, you know, insurance app. You can go on your insurance app and get your VIN number off of there. You know, there's ways to get a VIN number. You know, have your wife, your family member, friend take a picture of the VIN. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you're selling a truck or if you're selling something and you really want to sell it, you will find a way to get whatever the person's asking what they need. Okay, so nothing, wouldn't give me the VIN. So I was like, all right, scratch that. Found another truck. This one was in Houston as well. Very similar situation, except this was at a dealership, and the lady said that I asked her for the VIN. She said that she doesn't have the VIN, and she works there. And I'm like, okay. And then she was like, I don't have the VIN. My manager can get you the VIN. I was like, okay, well, can you just ask your manager for a VIN number? Like, if you're working at a dealership and a customer asks for a VIN number on the vehicle, you would think a dealership out of all places would be willing to give that up. You know what I'm saying? Like, so that happened, and then she was like she skipped my questions I was asking, and was basically like, when can you come test drive it? When do you want to test drive it? When you want to test drive it? That's all she kept asking. I'm like, I don't even want this truck at this point. Now, one, you won't give me a VIN, and then that's another thing too. I told her, I said, can I get the VIN number because I want to do a Carfax on it, and she said, oh, my manager can give you a Carfax, and I'm like, oh, that's good, but if I want to run my own Carfax for my own sake or auto check or whatever you use, you know, you should be able to accommodate that. So basically, you guys, at the end of the day, what I'm getting to is that you need to make sure you are doing your research, asking the right questions, okay? Now, today's situation, like present day 2021, going into 2022, you definitely need to be checking these VIN numbers on these trucks, you guys, because there's some sketchy people out there. Shout out to my boy Shane. He actually was the one that spooled me up on the situation that goes on in Houston, and apparently it's very common for them to roll back numbers there. They'll basically roll the mileage back on the odometers. That, or a lot of y'all know Houston got hit with a flood. I think it was last year or early this year. Whenever Houston got hit with the flood, a lot of vehicles got flooded out, damaged. A lot of those trucks probably didn't have insurance on it. So what happened? They never got an insurance claim on it. So then what did they do? They fixed it up and sold it as if nothing ever happened. And you won't know on a Carfax because it never went through the insurance company. So the insurance company is not going to report it because they don't have one, or they never went through that way. So do your research, ask the right questions, okay? When in doubt, if you just don't feel like it's good, don't get the truck, you guys. Going into 2022, you know what I'm saying? I know the market right now is crazy with the inflation of vehicles, especially in the used aftermarket industry. Don't let finding a good deal be the reason you get a piece of shit, if that makes sense, you know what I'm saying? Because I could have easily ignored all the signs and red flags I was getting from these people because the price was just so good. You know what I'm saying? Don't let the price be the reason why you get a piece of shit truck. You know, that's the easiest thing I can say. But that was my buying experience. Another thing too, I spent about a month looking for a truck. And I tell you what, I've never been more frustrated in my life when it comes to looking for a vehicle than this last month. I'm being 100% serious. You know, and if you're that person, when you're selling something, you take shitty pictures. Like, I'm talking like the camera sideways, you take like 2 pictures and post it up. Like, don't be that person, okay? If you're selling something, take quality pictures all around, inside out. One, you're only gonna have to do it one time because chances are whoever's looking is not gonna ask you for more pictures. And two, you're just displaying your product better, you know, which means a better chance of somebody buying it. But don't be that person where you take shitty pictures. When you go to the description, all it has is the year, make, model. So now the people got to ask all these questions. Like, you want to be as thorough, as detailed as possible, because I encountered that so many times, and I've had people respond to me as if I'm inconveniencing them for inquiring about a truck they posted online. You get where I'm going at, you guys? Don't be that guy. Don't be that guy. Don't be that girl. You don't want to. Be thorough, be professional, you know, whatever they need. Because I kid you not, I messaged somebody selling a truck. I said he only had 4 pictures of the truck. And I was like, hey, can I get more pictures of the truck? And he was like, I already got pictures up. I'm like, these pictures are a piece of shit. In my mind, I'm thinking that. But and then I told him, I was like, hey, can you send some more detailed pictures? I'm trying to see the seats, the infotainment center, the dash, like, the outside, the engine, like, just take some damn pictures, man. And he was like, what else do you want? And I'm like, okay, you're not getting my fucking business. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just very, very frustrating at times, and it's like, whatever. But in today's market, people feel like, oh, people need this, they need these trucks, they need vehicles so bad. Like, in the used market, they feel like because there's such a demand for them that you can pretty much put a turd on a plate and serve it and they'll eat it still, which some people actually probably will, just because what's going on. And that leads me to my next point with the auto market. In terms of, we all know about the inflation, right? How used vehicles, because of the chip shortage for vehicles and all this stuff. The golden question: when will the diesel market world or the auto market world return to normal? And I'm gonna be real with you guys. I don't think it's gonna happen. You gotta think of it like this: inflation, it occurred, right? So now there's a new spike, there's a new threshold in terms of where used vehicles place at, like in terms of like selling price, right? I look at it like the housing market. In order for, if the housing market is inflated, overinflated, and it's just going out the roof crazy, what do you need to happen in order for it to come back down? You need some sort of devastation, you know, whether it's a market crash or something like that, very similar to like back in 08, 07, 08 with the housing market. Well, the same applies to this truck or to the automotive industry. These trucks and prices are not going to just randomly go down. And the only way that could happen in this situation, in my opinion, this is all opinion based. This is not no facts. I'm not an expert, but this is my opinion. The only way and the only time it's going to come back down is that they make such a overstock surplus of chips for new vehicles that they're giving away new cars as if they were 20-year-old vehicles. That's the only way the used auto market is going to drop back down, because that's going to put way more pressure. If new manufacturers were doing that, where they were just slashing prices for the brand new vehicles the way it should be or could be, that's the only way the used market is going to drop back down. But if they're still charging the same price for these new cars, with the used cars going for the prices they go, there's no reason why the used market should calm back down. Does that make sense? But who knows? But that's my theory. That's my thought. And that was another thing too why I told myself I was going to wait until like next year to get a truck, because I was like, I want to see what happens with the auto market, the used market, to see if it calms down next year. But after doing some research and thinking about it and just logic, I don't see that happening next year at the minimum. That's just me personally. Who knows? I might be wrong. I don't know. I'm not perfect. But it is what it is. In terms of pricing for the truck that I got coming, it's a fair market deal, basically, which means throughout the country for that year, make, model, and all that stuff. And I'll go more into detail about that once it gets here. But all that stuff, it's all fair market. It was. That would have probably been around the same. What I paid for it probably would have been around the same price what I would have paid for it before all this shit happened, like last year or something. You know what I'm saying? But yeah. So that was my used auto buying experience, tips, all that stuff, you guys. That shit was wild. I'm telling you, man. Some people are trifling. You know, you're trying to buy something and they just act so stupid. It's like, bro, are you trying to sell something, or are you trying to make enemies? Like, what you doing out here? You know, so yeah, I don't know. But you guys, I would love to hear your opinion, your comments. Comment down below, what do you think is going to happen with the used auto market industry? Do you think that these diesel trucks and all these used cars and stuff will drop back down, will calm back down eventually? Also, tell me what you think about my theory in terms of the only way the used market will calm back down. Let me know what you guys think. I would love to hear that. Also, if you want to drop any comments, any feed about bad buying experiences, or if you just want to throw in there something extra, you know, such as like, hey, look out for this, look out for that. We're all one big happy family. You guys know we all have the same passion for diesel trucks like that. So the more the merrier, the more information out there, the better. It's going to help people out. And one more tip and I'm done. Don't be afraid to travel. Don't be afraid to travel. If you find a truck and you think that truck is the one that you want, and you check it out, everything's good. If it's far, it's far. Don't let distance be a reason why not to get it, especially if it's what you want and if it's for a good deal. Okay. I'm getting my truck shipped from. God dang it, Illinois. I'm getting my truck shipped from Illinois to California. I'm paying like $1,400 to get it shipped here. If it's within means, obviously, but just kind of calculate that into your pricing and whatnot, and just let it go from there. All right. So until next time, you guys, take care, be safe. Don't forget to drop those comments because I want to hear what you got to say. And until next time, take care, be safe, and I'll see you guys soon.